everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution, Lelanders. Sorry, I got the game to boot a little bit too quick, or the show to boot, before the game had even begun. Can tell I'm a little bit out of it today. Been drinking, vaping, and been working. So hope everyone's doing well. See what we got in the action tonight. We'll start with a little bit of a bonus. Oh God, why does Trump have to be the bonus? Let's go for VIP of 4. Wash away that taste of Trump. Had enough of that for a lifetime. I liked his moon mission. That was about it. Alright, let's see what else we got. You wouldn't believe what I heard on Canadian news today. I was working today in my truck, or the work truck, driving around, listening to the radio. The radio plays various government propaganda. The government spends billions of dollars bribing the media to tell them whatever they want, or to make sure they repeat it. And what happened was they've been pushing different propaganda commercials on the radio, various things. Alright, so we'll give Suki regular flowers. Yeah, might as well. She's not even playing the game. Miss Lego gets the big ones. And Cinder. Everyone else is getting the medium grade flowers. So I've been trying to think, what was the government propaganda commercials? A lot of them have been just telling you to stay home. Like, stay home the rest of your life. It could save someone's life. It's like, well, how about you stay home the rest of your life? I think, yeah, that would help me save lives too. If the government just stayed home. Stopped collecting taxes, stopped enforcing laws. Just stay home. I don't like the dehumanization of other people, especially when it involves you. Like, I always read that in history. It was really bad to dehumanize someone, say that they were less than human. Say, oh, taking away their life doesn't matter because they're less than human. They can just stay home. Their life doesn't matter. Someone else's life matters. They can continue living. But everyone else, you can just stay home. Hey, Rex. Hey, Suki. How's it going? I was just talking about you. I was like, should I send Suki flowers or not? I don't know. Is she ever coming back? I hope. No, I heard about the lockdowns in New Zealand. I hope everything's okay there. Sorry to make fun of New Zealand a bit in the lockdown regard. I knew that was coming eventually, so... Well, I think everyone did. It's like, how long can you live as an isolationist before someone slips and then the whole problem backfires, right? I'm one of those people that thinks herd immunity is the best plan, so... To be honest, I was envious, though, of New Zealand for a while there, when they were having those big concerts, and... Holy shit, Suki sent some big flowers. Now I feel bad for sending the regular ones. Now, I was almost convinced there that maybe New Zealand did the right approach, and maybe the isolationist was the way. Just cut off contact with everyone. Kind of reminds me of when something bad in your life happens, or some people just like cut contact with everyone and try to start a whole new life. That's how New Zealand was with the virus. So like, oh, the rest of the world has a virus. We're just going to cut contact from you. Sorry, guys. No more contact with New Zealand. Ooh, looks like we got a team that we can beat, except for that. No, it's like all the women in my life. I don't know what it is. It's like every woman I've known, it's like every time I'm suffering, it seems like I see joy in their eyes. It's like, what the hell? Does my suffering really bring that much joy to people? Now, I got some Laker beer today. It's not as good as the no-name beer, but I like it. I'm starting to really like beer. Now, maybe it's because women have to do all that childbearing stuff that they have a dark side to balance it out. It's like, oh dear God. Yeah, so I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. Hey, maybe that's how the virus started spreading in New Zealand. Someone was not behaving themselves on Valentine's Day. Doesn't it take like 10 days to show symptoms? So it must have been something sooner. No, so far I've been pretty lucky with isolating myself. Really, the only person I talk to is the other guy I work with. And he says he only talks to his brother, which he lives with. So let's hope. My circle of contacts is pretty small. Yeah, I don't know what's big happening in the game lately, but I seen some news from different video game companies. It was pretty shocking. Remember how, I don't know, maybe the viewers aren't old enough to remember, but back in the day there was a system called the Ouya. It was a crowd-funded console. It was supposed to be the first crowd-funded console that was going to be a good console by gamers, for gamers. Excuse me. But the whole plan backfired because the controller launched with a little bit of a drift issue. So people made fun of the controller. They're like, oh, Ouya, it's such a shitty console because it came out with a controller that has drift. But it was Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo that all made fun of them for that. And now it was just announced that Sony PlayStation has the drift issue with their controllers. So does Xbox. And so does Nintendo Switch. So every company that made fun of the Ouya ended up getting the same problem that they were making fun of. So when they said Ouya was a trailblazing console, maybe they were right? That drift problem, they seen it coming years in advance. I think the Ouya came out around 2012 or something. I could be wrong about that. I still have the Ouya on my shelf. I don't play it anymore because I have the Nvidia Shield, so I might sell it. Some people are saying that Ouya is garbage as a console right now because the online server went down, so you can't play anything. But thankfully, some fans made a fan-made one, so it is still going. You just have to change it in the settings. So that's not so bad. As long as you can still change in the settings and go to a new server, it's good as new. Now, isn't that the thing with karma, though? You never really want to bash someone or something because in the way, it does come back to get you eventually. Everyone made fun of that controller issue and it came back to get them. Now, what other action has there been in Canada? Apparently, they're releasing our lockdowns. And I was thinking, man, these releasing lockdowns are so dumb. People are like, oh, thank God, the lockdown's over. I'm like, can you travel to the States? And the people are like, no. Well, then I'm like, well, the lockdown isn't really over then, is it? It's like all they did was release some of the restrictions of the lockdown. We still have the lockdowns. It's like, woo, 10% of the lockdown's gone. Isn't that amazing? Now I'm just thinking, man, even if the lockdown isn't gone, I've got so much work that I've set myself up to do productive for. I could last another 10 years with all lockdowns every day. So I'm not really that upset. When I hear people say they're getting bored, I'm like, well, at least that's one problem I don't ever have to worry about. Oh, you didn't get any chocolate for Valentine's Day? That sucks. Man, if I was living near you, I would get you some chocolate. It's like, that's so weird. Usually everyone gets chocolate for Valentine's Day. What happened? Are you on a diet or something? No, my brother was nice. He came over and gave us some Valentine's Day chocolate, and he made a big fruit tray that was dipped in chocolate and sprinkles. So there was like strawberries, grapes, pineapples, all dipped in chocolate. It was pretty good. Well, actually, I shouldn't say pretty good. It was really good. Yeah, that's what I was always wondering is what was Valentine's Day really supposed to be? If it's girls giving guys stuff. Who was it, that Cardi singer? She was talking on the news about guys are supposed to give girls gifts and girls are supposed to give guys a gift also. But the guy's gift is supposed to cost more money. And I was like, I don't really mind that she says that because that's in a way is like admitting that guys should be more dominant. And I don't mind when a woman says that. It's admitting the truth. Now, when it dates back to the ancient traditions, I tried looking back at when I was in school and what they would teach us from like the church and stuff. And there was this Saint Valentine guy that was apparently was it scheduled to be beheaded or executed. So he got to give some love letters or just notes in general before he got executed. And that was what the Valentines were. He got to send some love letters before he died or whatever. So it was always considered like a sad story for Valentine's Day because the guy got the love letter out, but he still died. I don't know how true that is. I was looking it up again and I was like, maybe the church was making it up. I couldn't really find too much about that. Wouldn't that be funny, eh, to be a priest for a school and just like make up stories in the Bible that aren't even in there? It's like the Bible says to do this and this. It's like I'm sure it's in there somewhere. It's one of those verses and shit. It's like they were saying half the sayings that people say Jesus said. He never even said it. He just made up shit. Now, my brother's always telling me when I'm doing podcasting to try to be more accurate. And I'm like, well, I'll just try to remember to give a disclaimer. Everything I say is probably wrong. Make sure to look it up. You know what was the weirdest thing? I had a girl give me a gift for Valentine's Day this year, and it was the nicest Valentine's Day ever. I was like, what the hell? And I guess it wasn't really well, it's sort of a Valentine's Day gift. I entered a Valentine's Day gift contest and won it. So I got to hang out with like one of the girls from that I really like from the another video game I play for Valentine's Day, and she gave me a whole ton of money. So that was kind of a weird experience, but fun nonetheless. And it was $100 US prize, so I was pretty happy to win that much. That's the biggest prize I made in a video game in quite a while. Now, I didn't really have too much way in the way of gifts to give her, but luckily I thought of something at the last second. I gave her a pillow just in case she wanted to put it in her bedroom. Not that I wanted a tour of that or anything. How to The chips and how to upgrade them. Yeah, I can go into that next. We'll check right after this battle. This battle is quite interesting. We're actually laying it in the beats. Gee, that first beer went down pretty quick. This beer is only a half a beer, so if you see me chug it quick, it's not because it was another full beer. I swear. Alright, so let's go to the chips. One of the viewers is asking about chips, so we'll check them out. If you want all the information about chips, you probably should ask Suki, because she knows the most, but anyways, you go to the chips, and you can upgrade them. Advance. You can advance them too. It's hard for me to show because I almost have them all maxed out. And then you just click these things. Well, I guess they're not all maxed out. I can upgrade the levels. Let's upgrade the aim on this one. Yeah, I haven't upgraded chips in a while, so I'm glad one of the viewers asked about that. I don't want any 15s. Let's get rid of all the 15s and chips. Oh, this guy's got a lot of 15s. Holy fuck, 13s. Now, I haven't really touched my chip supply in a while, so it's good. Check that shit out. Yeah, Suki, or does anyone else know the upgrade maximum for these chips? I don't think I've tried higher than 17, really. Alright, for Suzo's chips, focus on critical damage, attack. Yellow max is 20. Oh, so 20 is the max. That's good to know. Oh yeah, there's still a whole other class of chips. They go up to red, and red is the max, is 30. Alright, thanks, Suki. Suki is the kid genius. Let's see here. I don't know what it is with younger people these days. Maybe it's the YouTube generation, so much information access. It's weird. When I talk to most adults my age, I find that they're really not that intelligent. And then you talk to kids, and it's like you meet a lot of kids that are super smart. It's like, what the fuck? How are all these kids smarter than adults? Maybe it's the booze. Yeah, life experiences can be good in a way. Unless it's blows to the head. Then maybe not. Nah, I shouldn't be complaining, but my skull has been actually acting up the past few weeks. It's kind of annoying as fuck. Now I can find if I pop my skull just right, all the pressure goes back to normal. It's like I don't even notice the concussion symptoms. But if it starts getting sore or if I bump it, it's like, oh fuck. Looking at weeks of fucking agony again. Good old aging. Back in my day, we used to buy drugs from gangs. Now we can just get them from the government. Alright, so we did upgrade the chips quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to reach any of them to level 20, but that is an ambitious plan. Right, so what was Suki saying again? For Suzo's chips, focus on critical damage, and attack. So which one is critical? Critical damage, alright. Critical rate, there's another one. Now, that's one thing I wondered, like, what would really happen to our society if we did somehow fuck with our lifespan so people started living 1,000 years? How many things would change when people started living 1,000 years? I think there was some ancient texts that talk about that. The immortals actually worried that mankind would become too smart if we lived for too long, so they put a cap of 115 years. That it's in our genetics. Wow, thanks, ladies. Now that we're in the universe of opposites too, I think it is that really women are giving out more gifts than men. It's the opposite, right? Kind of sucks for ladies. No, men do behave like women so much these days. It's fucked up. That was the one reason I never really got into dating too much, is I realized that in order for me to like take a woman out a lot, which I like to do, I just couldn't afford it. So it's like either I wanted to be in a relationship and be one of those POV guys, or have to bite the bullet and just save up for a relationship one day. No, my grandpa tried to warn me though. He's like, if you spend too much time saving up to be in the perfect relationship, you'll end up saving forever and it'll never happen. Yeah, I think he was right. Now, in the olden days, they said most people got into relationships so that they could work together to accomplish better things. So I don't know if that really works these days. Most people already want to be accomplished and then get into the relationship. Sort of like make it rich and then get a trophy wife. Now, that was the funny thing I noticed about society, is they started to publish the results of what's happening to our society now with the changes with the lockdown. And it was funny because I was wondering that. It was like, when the virus happened, maybe it'll expose some of the problems that our society had and fix them, just because that's what the virus effect will do. So they started looking at different ways it has affected employment. And they showed how more women have started to stay home to look after their kids. And it's made their kids actually do better. Like, maybe they're not as happy because they're isolationists and stuff now, but they're getting better grades in school. They're getting looked after better than they would be if they were in daycare. So that was kind of funny. But then they were showing studies that show that the kids that are growing up with a family that actually looks after them instead of ditching them in daycare are less likely to put their senior relatives into long-term care homes. So if the seniors don't end up in the long-term care homes to begin with, then you won't have as bad issues when a huge pandemic strikes, because there won't be so many seniors in there to begin with. Which is kind of a ridiculous solution. It goes back to the old days where you're supposed to look after your family instead of ditching them. I don't know if American society could really do that. We've become so accustomed to just ditching everyone. Like, most people are isolationists even if they're in a family, where they'll just stay in their room, not really hang out with their family. I know I do it all the time. I live in a house with 3 people, but I usually spend the entire day alone. Unless I'm carrying my uncle. Oh yeah, and they were showing that men's jobs and success rates has been increasing, which has been increasing the amount of like prosperous marriage prospects. Because they showed in societies, like a woman, if she gets really successful, she tends to have a less good marriage prospects. Because in our society, a woman has to make less money than her husband. So if she starts making tons and tons of money, her marriage prospects become smaller and smaller and smaller. But if a woman isn't working and just stays home all the time, then her wage goes down, and then all of a sudden men are starting to get all these other jobs that normally wouldn't be available because women that were better qualified in interviews and stuff would be getting the jobs instead. So it's kind of funny, eh? Men are hindered evolutionarily wise. When it comes to getting jobs, we're worse off at doing it. The only advantage we have is that we don't have to breastfeed. It's the whole breastfeeding thing that throws the whole equation off for women, right? If men had to do breastfeeding jobs, then yeah, then we'd be better suited to stay at home. Who knows? Maybe the way everything's going opposite, men will start breastfeeding more. They'll get those bottles and wear them. Yeah, the human overpopulation thing is pretty fucked up. Back when I was a kid, they used to play a movie called Logan's Run, and it was all about that, where these people didn't realize that when they went on vacation when they turned 30 in this society, might have been 30 or 40, can't remember which. Everyone would go on the vacation, and they never realized that the vacation wasn't actually going anywhere. They were just putting the people down because they figured out that there was an overpopulation problem, and they just decided to tell everyone that once you turn 30, you get to go on vacation. But some people figured it out and they escaped because they're like, hey, they didn't want to go on vacation and die. They wanted to see what would happen if they lived to past 30. Now, and that's the weird thing too, is like I used to believe in the whole overpopulation thing. Even the immortals talk about in their legends and stuff, but I'm pretty sure the future is we can just keep expanding. There's no reason why we can't colonize other planets and just build giant colonies of trillions of people. Now I kind of wonder what would have happened if China never got forced into that one child policy. If all of a sudden China did have like shitloads more kids, would we have just gone into space a lot sooner? We wouldn't have just realized like, hey, our resources are running out, we're fucked. We would have just said, hey, let's go into space sooner and say fuck trying to conserve shit. I hate the idea of conserving. I don't want to conserve at all. I just want to use lots of resources and expand. So every time I hear this government propaganda, oh yeah, I never even finished. The government propaganda story today, guess what they changed it to? Now instead of just saying stay home, they said you gotta stay home until you get the vaccine. They said if you leave your house and you haven't had the vaccine, you're part of the problem. So I was like, holy fuck, man, the government's really escalated this propaganda on the radio. It went from just stay home to stay home unless you got vaccinated. So really, you can't even leave your house now until you get vaccinated. That's pretty extreme. I was thinking, what about all the people that already had the virus and have natural immunity? Are they still gonna have to not leave their house until they get vaccinated? Like, why the hell would you get vaccinated for something you're already immune to? Now, and there was a few people that have started to raise articles, even the mainstream media started talking about it, is why is Canada not doing the antibody tests? It's like, why don't we test everyone to see how many people have already got antibodies so we don't waste giving the vaccine to people that don't even need it? So now we're starting to have to figure out, add it up. Why is the government not doing the antibody tests? Are they trying to hide how many people are already immune to it? I know in Toronto, I went on the fucking subways and got really sick back in fucking the first month of 2020. So I was really skeptical of what I got sick with. I still haven't fully recovered. It's fucking annoying. But back then in January, they said that only travelers could really be exposed to it. So we weren't even allowed to get tested. Yeah, well, I hope the man boobs do not produce milk one day. Man, for years and years, I used to have the man boob problem, and thank God I found a personal trainer that can fix it. Now, if anyone's wondering, his name's Jeff from Athlean X. God, he's an amazing personal trainer. I think of back in the days, if I had Jeff as a personal trainer, I probably would have became like a, I don't know, way fitter, way sooner. Like even in my 20s, I probably would have made it fit. Where back then I used to do the stupidest exercises over and over, never get any results. That's why they say don't exercise stupid, right? Try to make sure you're actually doing exercises that will help. There's a lot of exercises out there that just really won't do anything visually. Now I'm still trying to find out what's the next biggest game on PlayStation 5. I was reading some reviews and someone was saying the new Battlefield game is getting really good reviews. So I'm happy about that. I'm going to try running some newer games on my new computer. My new computer is so good, it almost makes me drool when I use it. I'm just praying that I don't break it. And I notice that I'm fucking exhaling my vaporizer right into the intake fan. So I gotta make sure I exhale the opposite direction, stop blowing it towards the computer. I don't want to fill it with fucking tar and break it. No, the video editing, it's starting to look better. I ordered a little bit more of the wires and equipment I need to get some of my old archives uploaded to my YouTube channel. I never even realized, back when I was making all those old convention videos before, the problem I kept running into, I was editing the videos, finishing them, and then going, what the fuck do I do with the videos? Because the only thing you could do with the videos is maybe post it in a forum somewhere. Because back when I was making those, YouTube didn't exist yet. Or maybe YouTube did, but it was very rarely used. So I was like, holy fuck, now when I make all these videos, I have somewhere I can upload them. That'll be sweet. So that'll be weird to go into my convention archive footage, see everything that was happening at conventions like 20 years ago. Sure, the resolution's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be looking like 70s film. I never realized that when I go back into my archive of tapes, back when I had camcorders when I was a teenager in my 20s, the resolution was like lower than 720. I think it was like 360 or whatever. So it was really, really low resolution. You're talking like fucking drone cameras for kids. So hopefully some of the camera footage I got won't be that bad. I noticed I got some that should be okay. I eventually upgraded to Sony cameras at one point, so it wasn't as bad. Alright, did we do the guild stuff? Yeah, we wrapped up all that. Shit, what do we got for the limited events? The Monster Neon's still going. We'll hit him a few times. We don't got many crackers. Hey, Wizard, or Warzard the Board Time Lord. Yeah, 480p. Cameras were so fucked back then. I never even realized how bad the resolution was until I went back into my archive and I was like, holy fuck, man. It's like the resolution was super bad. That's why kids, they have no idea these days how lucky they are to have like the modern camera resolutions. Like fuck, when we were younger and you wanted to make a video, you were looking at like spending 10 years worth of salary just to buy a camera to make like a real quality video. These days, people can just turn on their cell phone, fucking be recording in the same resolution that movie theaters do. It's fucked up. And that makes me wonder with technology. Like, I bet you in the future, people will have their own MRI machines. You know, you have to go and get scanned and stuff by the doctor. Bet you people will be like, fuck it, man. I'm just buying my own MRI machine. Saying fuck it to the doctor and waiting. I'll just get my own MRIs. Get one once a month or once a year. See how you're doing. Like even my watch. When I look at my watch nowadays, I'm just amazed. I walked 12,000 steps today. Heart rate's at 94, which is a bit high. It's always high when I podcast. I burned 3,000 calories and I walked 9.5 kilometers. Isn't it amazing a watch in the future what it tells you? Man, when I was a kid, the watch told me the fucking time. Maybe you could set an alarm if it was really advanced. Now, I still think about my grandma's generation, how much she went from. To think that people are fucking starving to death when she was a kid. It's always laugh when I hear kids today bitch about having expensive houses. It's like expensive houses. People didn't even have enough money for food. You're bitching about a house. Yeah, the only thing I don't get about starving in the old days is couldn't you really just go hunt something? Wasn't there still a lot of animals around? Maybe the starvation came when you were stuck in the city and there was no animals to hunt for miles. But still, you think you'd be close enough to the water, you could just fish something. Yeah, film, I looked into film and how it worked. It's pretty amazing, right? You just have a certain type of paper that when it's exposed to light, it'll illuminate it. Alright, let's do the bounty hunter. And burn the image right into the paper. It's pretty fucked up. Now it just goes to show you like how basic the process really is. All they needed to do was invent that paper, and then they were good to go to make photographs. Then it was all just about controlling how much light came in. I was watching the world's biggest truck or biggest camera. This guy would just drive around with a fucking truck converted into a camera. So what happened was is he had the inside of the truck, all that film paper, and then he would drive the truck somewhere, park it, and then just open a little hole in the truck so light would shine in and burn the image into the paper. And then after a while he would stop it and develop it, and then they'd have this giant image. Now, I always thought about that technology, how it's gone full circle too. The guys that started inventing how to send signals up and down wires, when it first came out, they could only send, what was it, one signal, one direction. So if you needed to send a signal to someone, you had to have your own wire. They couldn't have more than one person sharing the same wire to send signals up and down it. That must have been fucked, right? So then they were like, oh fuck, we're gonna make phone lines, we're gonna have to make a line for each individual phone. Oh yeah, and then the thing was too is they could only send text at the beginning. So they're like, hey, we can only send text messages through this wire. So they would just send text, text, text. And then as technology evolved, they're like, hey, we can start sending audio so people can talk through the wire. We don't have to text anymore. And they're like, oh dear God, it was the most amazing invention ever. And people said, we'll never text again. We'll switch to talking. And then look at it, a few years went by, and then all of a sudden we switched back to text, right? We got bored of the whole talking invention. Now the only time you talk to someone is if you're fucking podcasting. Now I was debating with someone what's a woman's job and what's a man's job when it comes to employment. I was thinking man's jobs were usually the ones that were so gross, right? It's like if you had something that was like cleaning out sewers or something, there'd always be guys that would be signed up to do that. But I shouldn't say only gross stuff, because when it came to nurse jobs, I'm pretty sure that's like one of the grossest jobs too. But it's like women seem to be okay with that kind of gross. Yeah, it's like motherhood, right? Motherhood gives you ability to be okay with certain types of gross, where other guys are just like, oh man, that type of gross is nasty. They'd rather go climb in a sewer. Yeah, like the whole needle thing. Oh God, I don't know how nurses can do needles. I imagine you get used to it after a while, but holy fuck. I almost pass out every time I see someone getting a needle. Yeah, it was a funny joke I seen on Facebook. I shouldn't make fun of homeless people, but now they were showing that there was this kid, and he's like, man, did you see those people under the bridge? He's like, they were so nice that they were sharing the vaccine with everyone. I was like, no, I don't think they were sharing the vaccine. Yeah, I guess that's true, eh? If there's jobs that involve people skills, it seems like women are a lot better at it. Men make better robots. If a man has to go into a factory and just behave like a robot, doing like the same monotonous task over and over again, we're more okay with it. Where I think women get more driven crazy by that type of job. I don't know, it's something weird about going into factories. As much as I thought I would hate factory work, I actually loved it. Just going in, behaving like a robot, doing the same thing over and over again. It was like seeing how fast you could get at it and better. It was almost like a challenge, like going into playing in the same video game every day, trying to get a faster and better score. The only thing I didn't like about factories was the environmental hazards. Breathing sawdust all day was not fun. That part sucked. Yeah, I think man's jobs are always the ones that were the most dangerous too, because men were always considered more expendable. Like if a kid's parents died, which would you rather them die? The father or the mother? Most people would always pick the father because obviously the father can be replaced quite easily. But the mother will have the kid will have a much stronger bond to the mother, so it's a much worse tragedy if the mother dies. Alright, let's get some bullets. Sort of how like men go off to war to die. It doesn't really matter, because as long as there's still women left, they can reproduce like crazy. One man can do all the populating. Yeah, I always found that funny, the story about the Irish people. They have this history about how the Irish people are all inbred. Because at one point, there was a huge catastrophe where they all had to escape on ships. And for some reason, they had it gender coded. So it's like one ship had all the women and another ship had all the men. And the ships with the men all sank. But there was ships with the women survived. I think there was like one man that happened to be a stowaway or somehow and managed to survive. And he thought it was great at first, but then he started to realize that he couldn't keep up with the appetite of all these women. So he had to end up escaping. So I was like, that's kind of a gross story because I was like, man, doesn't that mean that all the people would be inbred then? If there was only one guy? It's pretty gross. Yeah, I forget what that story was called. I think it's a part of the Irish Bible. What is it called? The LGE history. I remember first I thought that was the LGBTQT or something. I was like, hey, I don't want anything to do with reading that history. And I was like, wait a minute, it was totally different history. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Alright, so what are we at? 10 minutes left till the show wraps up. Let's get a quick message from the sponsor. Today's quick sponsor message is brought to you by Crack. Excuse me, crack. It'll fuck you up. Woo! Welcome back. Jeez, my sponsor is a pig. Alright, let's see. Let's go with the big meal. It's like, does he have no manners? What the fuck? That's what I was thinking, that people wouldn't really want to go live on other planets and giant colonies on the moon and on Mars. But I think how they could trick everyone is just give them really cheap rent. Be like, hey, if you go live on the Mars colony or the moon colony and you work in the mine, we'll give you free rent, free internet, free food, and you can save up shitloads of money. And the only catch will be is you won't be allowed to go back to the Earth. So a lot of people just go for the money, right? They'll be like, holy fuck, I can make millions of dollars. All I have to do is go live on the moon. And our society is being programmed to get used to living indoors, where we don't care that we have like fucking nothing that we can do outside. We'll be okay with just sitting indoors and playing on a computer all day. So it's not all doom and gloom. Now, as hard as it is to imagine that we'll build colonies on the moon, I bet you people thought it was hard to imagine that we'd ever colonize North America, right? But it happened a lot faster than we thought, for better or for worse. Seems like someone else in my house is using the internet because the fucking connection is going unstable all of a sudden. Let me try adjusting the wire here. Nah, didn't really seem to affect it. Let's rob him. Nah, I was really thinking that the whole virus and pandemic situation would be over in a year or two. So hopefully the 2-year prediction is accurate. And well, I've got a lot of videos coming from Fan Expo. I've got my archive that I'll be uploading online to my YouTube channel soon. Starting the video editing, some of my vlog videos, travel videos that I never finished before. Now I got my computer working better. I was almost going to record Clone Evolution on the new computer tonight, but I still don't have all the wires that I need to hook up both computers together. And I don't want to put BlueStacks on my new computer because it fucked up my older one pretty bad. Yeah, so a lot of new content coming to the YouTube channel. And I think not a moment too soon because we're only 50 subs away from the big 1,000 goal. Nah, I started to think about it too. Like someone was talking to me at work and about health and safety and how much the regulations on that have changed. And how you can't walk anywhere where there's no like safety harnesses and all this shit. It's like, man, sure it was dangerous in the old days, but man, people lived. I kind of miss that danger. Just the ability to do dangerous stuff was such a freedom that we really have lost the freedom of danger. I was watching a good Jackass video the other day where they jumped out of planes without parachutes and then put them on in the air and see if they could put them on in time before they splatted on the ground. I was thinking, dear God, can you imagine you tried to make those videos today? You'd have the authorities at your house so quick. They'd be like, what? You did something dangerous? You're going to jail. Alright, another victory. Nah, I just had to grab another beer. I really got to get the fridge closer. Man, it's going to be so weird jumping into those Fan Expo archive tapes for like conventions 20 years ago. Just seeing what the celebrities look like when they were so much younger. It's so fucked up seeing all my celebrities that I was fans of when I was a kid. And I see them now and they're like fucking like 90 years old. It's like, holy shit. Time goes by so quick. I don't know what it was when I was a kid. I always anticipated all my favorite celebrities would stay the same age. It's hard to believe that celebrities age too. Holy shit, one mission away from the extra 400. That'll be sweet. Oh yeah, fuck. Thinking I never got a bet into the... Oh, we got a chest available. Let's try to get it. Alright, I think we got the chest already. Man, I can't believe how close I came. When I was making those archives of videos, I quit taping right before. The last one I stopped taping was the best show ever, and I didn't tape it. God, thinking back to that, it sickens me so much. Why I ever stopped. You know what it was? It was because YouTube started to become more popular. So I was like, oh fuck, why am I taping all these conventions when everyone around me has cameras and they're all taping it? So I was assuming at least one person would upload it to fucking YouTube. But did they? No. Sons of bitches. Everyone recorded it. No one uploaded it to fucking YouTube. So I'll have to do what no one else has done and start uploading the archives to YouTube of Fan Expo, so people can see what it was like all those years in the past. When it changed, when it was all horror, when it was all video games. The video game years were wild. I can hardly wait to see the footage from that. It was like what, when fucking World of Warcraft was big. Now, I never got into World of Warcraft because I didn't like the idea of switching to a paid per month system. I was like, I don't care if it's the most fun game that's ever been made. I refuse to pay an extra fee per month to play it. And that was my principle, and I never played it. Stood by my decision all these years later. Who knows, maybe I missed out on a really good game, but I was not going to pay them a monthly fee. Now, I figured if too many people started doing that and paying into the monthly fee idea, then every game would do it. And then we'd be stuck where we'd have to be paying like a monthly fee for each game you wanted to play. Alright, let's check the pass cards for now. It's funny, I'm actually dying of thirst, so drinking this beer is even easier. I'm just chugging it. Alright, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to check the list that Suki made for us and see what it says. The Infinite Challenge, yeah, so we are coming up to the casino, and I need 1,000 tokens, but only have 500 or something. So, what we'll have to do is try to use the store thing to buy more with the flowers, and hopefully I don't fuck it this time. I don't even have much to buy. We can buy 20, is that it? No. 200, so we can buy an extra 200 from friend tokens. That's not too bad, but still. Excuse me. My only hope is because there's 142 hours left, maybe when the next event comes, it'll give us more dice. That's the only thing I'm really hoping. If we get more dice from that, I'll be so happy. Alright, so yeah, next thing we gotta do is we need to buy the blue hair guy or this chick. So I'm probably gonna buy her soon. Make another gold arena girl. That's what we need. Ah, thanks for the flowers, everyone. Alright, let's check out what's been happening with the Bitcoin stuff. All the different cryptocurrencies for all the adults or people who are into cryptocurrencies. I don't know, is cryptocurrency only for adults too? Is it considered gambling? I don't even know. Alright, anyways, let's check it out. Right, my Bitcoin balance is up to 156,000 Satoshi, 952. Let's give it a roll. Boom. 156,956. Holy shit. I remember, today I think is the double roll bonus too. So we'll do Bet Fury first and we'll come back for the double roll. Man, the double roll has been a huge payout 2 times in a row. So we'll see what happens on the third time. If it's another huge payout, I'm going to do it every time. Alright, it's taking too long. Let's load Clone Evolution for a while. We'll come back to Bet Fury once it loads. I do not have time to sit here and watch it load. Which it looks like it's not going to. So let's check out my email and we'll do that first. Let's get a dungeon. Dungeon! Oh, that's good. I got a new UPS tracking number from UPS. Some more of my stuff that I got ordered for my YouTube channel to get it going better. I gotta stop spending so much on my channel, but I can't help it. Alright, so first we'll do the first ticket for the Wheel of Fortune spin. And how this has worked, I've been saving up 2 tickets to do 2 at once, because 2 at the same time is usually better, right? So what I do is now I save up 2 tickets so I can do 2 at the same time. So here's the first ticket. This is usually the lower of the 2, so we'll see what we get. 46 reward points. That's pretty good. That's basically the same as 46 Satoshi. Alright, we'll go back to Clone Evolution. I'll boot up the second ticket. Yeah, wish me luck here. This second ticket has worked good 2 days in a row. So let's see, or 2 attempts in a row. So let's see how it does the third attempt. I can't believe some people join Bitcoin and don't even use the Wheel of Fortune spins. It's the best part of it. Alright, the second ticket is loaded. Let's see if it works. Third time in a row. I've probably jinxed it really good and we'll get the lowest reward ever, but we'll see. Alright, it's loaded. So far with the best reward ever, we got tons of reward points, the 500 one, and we also got the 5,000 Satoshi. So, or 4,600, but either way, that's fucking a lot. So let's see what we get this time. Ah, was not good this time. We got 46 lottery tickets, regular. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to doing it, well, I don't know, two in a row is pretty sweet. Maybe we'll stick with that formula, even though it didn't work the third time. Hey, maybe we can kick his ass. We got him dizzy. Jane Austen's alive. Tengu seems like he's taking a beating and not minding it. Ah, fuck. The other fire guy died. That's not a good sign. So I don't know if anyone else has been having luck with the cryptocurrencies lately, but I don't know, if you don't have the money to invest and you can just want to do the free spins, why not, right? If you're bored doing anything to kill time, might as well collect some crypto. Alright, let's check out how my other crypto's been doing. This one I had to rebuild my balance from 0 because I made a gambling mistake and fucking tanked it all the way to 0. So that sucked balls. Not in a good way. Here they want me to pick trains, but I've got an advantage. I'm sitting really close to the monitor now. So I have an advantage. I can see the trains better than ever. Alright, so after this crypto, let's see, let's check it. I'm at 433. Those other tokens are pretty good. Let's check how my referrals have been doing. Oh, no one played today. Come on, referrals. No, I don't blame you. It's been hard to win lately. Cinder's at 2 million. And Kilo's still at 9 million. So congratulations to those two. Let's collect my stake payouts at least. They've been down significantly recently too. But it's better than zero. Alright, so holy shit, we made it to 2 BitTorrent coins. That's fucking sweet. I love BitTorrent coins. Anyways, so yeah, we're up to 2 BitTorrent coins. That's good. Well, let's get back to the game. Alright, I really don't think I can hammer back too many more beers or I'm not going to be able to lift my uncle. I've noticed that when I get too drunk, it's harder to lift him, so I gotta be careful. Hey, thanks for the likes, everybody. 2 viewers and 2 likes. It's a sweet ratio. How many shows can say every viewer they have watching liked the show? Hey, I know what I should do. I should show you guys a picture of my computer room. And ladies. Now my room is almost ready to show off for doing vlogs. It's funny because my whole life I've always had a really shitty room. Since I was about a teenager, because I was always constantly moving from one place to another place, another place. So I just didn't bother setting up a room because I'm like, what's the point if I'm just going to be moving again soon? So I was waiting and waiting to set up my room, and then I'm like, hey, I keep failing at setting up my room. I might as well just set it up where I'm staying now because I could stay here for a long time, or it might be a short time, but let's just set it up either way. So that's what I decided to do, live a little and set up my room again. First time since I was a teenager. So anyways, when I was setting up my room, I put up a new poster on the wall, which I got with my book for my birthday. So I was happy about that. Let's check it out. I'll have to download the picture because I don't think I have it handy. I'll have to get it off Facebook. So I might go laggy here for a sec. That's how I figure. I heard my dad talking about that too. It's like you might as well try to live now. If you try saving too much for the future, sure it's good to save for the future, but you don't want to save everything for the future. Because what happens if that future never comes? Then you'll have spent your whole life saving for something that never happens. So try to live a little bit in the moment. Blow your savings. No, So if you go broke, you can tell your parents, it was all my fault. You should have never listened to me. Oh, I don't even think I can download this image because it's one of those stupid 3D images. Oh, it gave me the download option. Oh yeah, it did open. Alright, so let's check it out. If anyone wants to see my new room computer setup, here it is. So here in the corner is, or on the side, that's my vaporizer that I'm always using. So if you're wondering what it looks like when it's not disappeared, that's what it looks like. This is the tank that fills up. This is the cooling coil. Anyways, here's my computer. This is the new computer, the i9 computer. The RAM stick's got LEDs that light up. These are fans, and they light up. It's got fans all through here with LEDs that light up, but it got a button to turn the LEDs off. So I usually just turn all the LEDs off. And it's got that Zotac gaming card. I guess I should have zoomed in closer on the computer, but yeah, and then there's the poster I set up for my map collection. This is one of the oldest maps of the world from like the year 1500. It's got Africa and South America, a little bit of North America. I bet you Columbus had it when he went across. Not like that would help much. Anyway, so yeah, if anyone likes my room there, you can put some comments what you think about it. I'll try to show the rest of the room, but the rest of the room needs some work still, so I just did this part of the room for now. Holy shit, we got victory. I wasn't even watching what happened. Son of a whore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Who isn't the son of a whore these days? Hey, George Washington. So what'd you think about the new computer? Does it look pretty nice? I don't know, that poster frame that I got, it was only like 20 bucks off Amazon. People gave it bad reviews and said you get bad glare off of it. And I have to agree that there is pretty bad glare. But normally for like 20 bucks, what are you expecting in a picture frame, right? Like I think it does the job enough that it framed the picture enough to keep it intact. So that's all I really wanted. I would have just put the poster up on the wall normally, but it was really thin paper, not really like thick poster paper. So there was no way it would stay. So I had to put it in a frame of some type. So if anyone's wondering about those cheap Amazon frames, that's what it looks like. If you don't mind a little bit of glare on your picture, it's okay. And maybe it really depends how you set it up in your room. Like maybe like when I look at the picture on certain angles, it actually looks perfect. No glare. So it really just depends on the lighting. No, thanks for the motivation there, George. I made it up to 12,000 steps today, 3,000 or 3,100 calories, 9.6 kilometers. I put in an extra point of a kilometer getting my beer. No, so I'm not really in shape for spring yet, but I'm not that bad. I've been logging in consistent hours on the step counter. I think it's been going off for some crazy rewards today, but I didn't even look, so I'll have to check it out on the tablet later after I'm done recording. Speaking of being done recording, I better give a shout out to everyone in the chat, so we're going to start wrapping it up soon. Can't find the mouse. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sorry George, we have to cut off the show right when you get here. I was thinking I gotta try to do it later so you have time to log in. The only reason I'm doing it at the time I am is just so I try to work with my uncle's schedule. So anyways, let's give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Alright, so first we have Rex. Rex made it first, congratulations. And then Suki made it into second. So welcome back, Suki. Really appreciate you doing the Patreon and everything for the game. It's nice to see you back. Right, and Warzard the Board Time Lord. So big shout out to all the 3 people who helped out with commenting in the chat today. It's really sweet, guys. Appreciate it. I know the viewers of the shows have been dropping lately. If anyone wants to help share a little bit, maybe that would help too, but oh yeah, I forgot. I should be sharing it more in the Discord. We got that huge Discord page, and I sometimes forget to even share the show in it. So let's give a shout out to the Discord group next. Where it is it? Discord. There it is. Alright, we're kicking some dungeon ass today, huh? Wonder what made the difference. Well, yeah, I was upgrading the chips. Maybe that made the difference, right? Yeah, let's check out the left screen. Holy fuck, I'm starting to get drunk. Go figure, 3 beers is pretty strong when you chug them in an hour. Alright, so here's the group. Well, yeah, if anyone wants to give a like to the Valentine's Day video, if they did already, I really appreciate it. I know there's already been some conspiratorial remarks that have started in the video. It's because the girl that was doing the Valentine's Day contest, or lady, she's pretty hot, and I'm always like kissing ass, giving her shouts out in videos and stuff. And then people put that maybe I got picked as a winner because I'm always ass kicking or ass kissing all the time. So I don't know. I doubt that's really what happened. I didn't ask her to verify it, but or yeah, I think she did. She verified in the chat and said no, she did a legitimate contest where she drew a random name. It just happened to be mine. So there was no conspiracy involved. Just to clarify. Alright, so yeah, I'll start trying to give a shout out to the Lelanders group more often. Holy shit. We got so many people in the Lelanders group right now. More people than are watching the show. So there's, yeah, 4 of us. So, Pantomime, Ray, and SCMs. It says bot check. It's a verified bot? I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're not a real person? That's fucked. Now, I kind of wish it was a conspiracy. If that babe was helping me win the contest on purpose, I'd be like, yes. But I don't think I have that good of luck. I don't know. Lately, I've been having decent luck with contests. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't win every contest, but I've been winning more than my fair share, which is kind of nice. Maybe that's another thing with the opposite prophecy. I'll become rich and famous. Now, some days I'm not really happy because I didn't reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year, but I shouldn't be that pissed because I did have a video that went viral over 1 million views. And most people, that's like a dream come true. And I did it my first year of doing clone evolution videos. Well, I shouldn't say clone evolution, it was an Entropia video, but still, around the same time period. Well, not really. I guess I have had the YouTube channel going since like the beginning of YouTube. So it did take many years before I got the first viral video. And really just the content I created got edited by someone else and then they made it into a viral video. Which just goes to show you, the content I'm recording could be viral if I was just better at editing it. Maybe one day I'll hook up with a hot babe that can edit videos. There'll be a match made in heaven. We can take over the world. Now, some days I like to joke about getting into politics and taking over the world, but man, it's so dangerous. I keep looking at those Kennedy pictures. I'm like, dear God, just looking at the look on Kennedy's wife's face, seeing what happens when you try to take on the establishment. I still can't believe we would put the people who did that in charge of our health and allow them to dictate what goes in our bloodstream. It's like our country is literally under attack from within, and we trust our country that much, we put them in charge of our health. Now, I kind of miss the days when the government was just in charge of paving roads. It's like they didn't really have that much power over the people. Why we ever started to let them dictate our health, that is fucked up. It kind of makes sense on paper. You're like, oh yeah, the government, they should be in charge of our health because they know lots. But then you look at the government and they fuck up at every single thing they do. There's not one thing they do that they do right. So why the fuck would you put someone with a track record like that in charge of your health? So could we not just pick someone who at least succeeded once? And maybe put them in charge instead? Like our family doctor or someone? Like they have a track record of actually succeeding at shit. So maybe we should use them. Like I'd much rather be taking health advice from my family doctor than my fucking politician. That's for goddamn sure. Then people will be like, oh, these politicians have hired their own doctors to speak for them. Well, I don't know if you've ever met doctors that work for politicians before, but I definitely wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Not that I have anything against our current ones, all of them in general. Alright, so what am I missing for daily tasks? Oh yeah, the gene bank. 18 hours, how many, what time? Yeah, we can wait for it to be free. Yeah, so that's what we'll be working on next, everyone, is when the casino event comes back. We'll try it. Hopefully we can get some more dice for the chessboard. What's been happening with the Hunger Games? Looks like the battles are still going, so maybe... Yeah, they're still going. Did anyone bet on Gizmo? Or who did everyone else bet on? I bet on Gizmo to beat Dalsum. I'm pretty sure that's a in the bank money. Let's hope. It is really the same team except Gizmo has this person. These are the two heroes I'm working on next. If anyone wants to know which is the heroes that I have in mind for my team, I'm working on both of these. This guy, I already have Geronimo. And this guy, I'm only one hero away. And then this guy, I'm only one hero away. So, we're really I think, let me check that guy just for interest's sake. How many am I really away from him? So we got one fat chili. We got these. Yeah, so I really could just buy the ingredients from the store. So technically, I have the ingredients to make this guy if I want to buy them from the store. Alright, so if I have the ingredients for that guy, and I have him already, Moriarty is the only one I need. And show you, well yeah, Moriarty's the son. Or Charlemagne, whatever you want to call him. So, I just need one more fat chili, and I think one more Charlemagne, and I already have this guy. So I'm really just two away. But technically, I'm only really one away, because look what I have on the casino wheel. It's a fat chili. So as soon as I get into spending the tokens, boom, we'll have a fat chili. So really, I'm not really that far away at all for that person. Well, it seems like not that far away. Let's see how long it actually takes, but probably months away. So really, the only thing is one Charlemagne away from finishing this guy. And when it comes to this girl, same thing. One hero away from this, and one hero away from that. So I just need one more arena girl. Let me check. Arena girl. I have two, so I need one more arena girl. And then I have this guy already. So I really just need to one more for that. Boom. Then we'll have arena girl. So that's fucked up, right? So I'm one arena girl away. Because that guy, I think I'm one away from him. Yeah, I'm one kid away from that guy. So one hero, one blue-haired kid away from this person. And then one arena girl, which I can buy with my tokens already. So I just need that extra fat chili. So yeah, so just that fat chili who's on the casino wheel. So really, my fragments and everything, I'm going to have these two heroes to go with Alice very shortly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, you were driving, no problem. Yeah, don't be taking chances with driving, holy fuck. Wait till you get somewhere. Yeah, so I think that'll be a pretty promising team. Once I have her and this guy. I know this guy isn't the greatest, but I noticed a lot of teams use him. So I figured until I get someone better, he's not a bad hero to add. Especially if I have so many of the ingredients already. So I'm going to pass on this guy for now. I was tempted maybe I should make this guy instead of this guy. If anyone has arguments between who I should make, this guy or this guy, just let me know. Maybe I'll decide and get this guy instead. Because really they are the same ingredients except for this guy, and I already have him. So I shouldn't say I have him, but I almost have him. We got 4 copies of him. The only one I'm missing is one Geronimo to make him gold. And the one Geronimo I need to make him gold, it's also on the wheel, ready for me to get. So there's quite a bit of action that I got lined up, ready to go. Yeah, I've considered making that shark guy too. Let's check him out. But I'm pretty sure I don't have anywhere near the ingredients to make him. Let's check. Is he a water element? Yeah, I don't have the sword god. I don't have any of the fragments for this guy. So I'm like a mile away from making the shark guy. Like, not only do I have to make him, but I don't have any of the fragments for him, I don't think. Yeah, he's the one hero that I still have never gotten. Ah, there he is. Yeah, so I do have the ingredients to make him, all except for him. So I need 3 copies of him. I already have Omni OG and Rasputin. Oh, they're DNA mates. That's cool. Alright, so thanks everyone for joining in the show's chat. Really appreciate it. Not that I don't like the guy that I work with, but it's kind of nice being able to chat with other people in society. He's a good guy though, I'm surprised. I was lucky I was teamed up with someone. Like the other guy I was working with last year wasn't too bad, but we had a very conflicting personality issue, so we were arguing quite a bit. It was funny because we liked everything outside of work. We were just liking or arguing about how to work a lot. Which I actually liked his ethic for working. It's like he liked working so much that he was willing to argue with me about how to do it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Most people I work with, they don't even care about how they do it, let alone to argue about it. So I had to give him credit for that. Yeah, it's amazing when you meet people that are younger and still have strong work ethics. Because I used to think that was just an older people thing. Alright, so the game has crashed. That's good, because it's forcing me to wrap up. Alright, cheers everyone. Hope everyone has a good night and a good week. Make sure to try to play it safe, some reasonable, and try to take risks where you're allowed to legally. You gotta have some danger in your life, right? Can't stay safe all the time, or you never live. Anyway, so Patreon, if you want to help out with that, Let's check out the patron list thingy. Where did I put the patron list thingy? Fucking shit, yeah. Now I'm starting to find all my files. Technically, this is still my same computer. I just have the files in a different monitor now. Alright, so patron, Jim, Ray, Travis, and Suki. And I've decided the song will be called Suki, and it's by the artist Jimmy Ray Travis, and it will be premiering on Apple iTunes. When is a good question. I should have got more work done on it today, but I had to work my regular day job, so who knows? Maybe as more people join the Patreon, I'll be able to finish projects even faster. Finishing quick is supposed to be my specialty. Alright, so let's see. Let's go back to the affiliate links. Alright, so that was the Patreon. Society 6, finishing quick is my specialty. It's a saying, it comes on t-shirts and bed sheets. Both popular item with the ladies. Hideout TV will pay you to watch videos. Swagbucks will pay you to shop online. GameKit will even pay you to play new video games. They want you to try them out and hope you'll deposit. You don't have to deposit, you can just complete the offer and get cash. Or Amazon gift cards, however you want to call it. Free Bitcoin is all those spins I did earlier. If you guys help out with that, it helps out immensely. That's probably the one that helps out overall over all these offers. And actually, the virtual mate sex machine offer that I have linked below, it is an affiliate link program, but as far as I know, I don't get any rewards at all for doing it, but I figured I would promote it to try to help people get through the lockdowns, because I know it's a pretty sticky situation we're in. Alright, pardon all the puns. Alright, click show more information if you want to get this, all these links and more, including my website, and let's go check out the fire screen. Alright, so for the fire screen, we'll have to think of a clone evolution item. Let's try the chips. If we get any of the red chip upgrades, because that's what we were talking about earlier, if we get that in the vaporizer, it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can help with a like. Really really appreciate it. Just make sure never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll have another show quickly tomorrow with more exciting content. Who knows, maybe we'll get the event soon. That'd be freaking sweet. Alright, see you everyone. Good luck. Thanks for staying right till the end. Appreciate it.